What's up, everyone? Welcome to The Authentic Journey. Today, I'm excited to be joined by inspiring entrepreneur, Joe Shalaby.
Thanks for having me. Joseph Shalaby, founder and CEO of eMortgage Capital, host of Coffees for Closers, also the #1 social media mortgage influencer on social media. You can find my show on all platforms, Coffees for Closers on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Also, I am a #1 bestselling author. My book is called Rising from the Sands. You can find that on Amazon.
Well, what more can you tell me about Rising from the Sands, Joe?
It's my journey from, being a poor immigrant to total wealth and influence in Newport Beach. So I come from the poorest part of the world to the richest part of the world, Newport Beach, California, and everything in between. What did it take to come from this poor part called Helmeyt Zaytoun of Cairo, Egypt, to the waterfront Newport Beach living that I'm in now, and how did that entrepreneurial journey start, and how is that story being told now?
What does that mean to you?
That means a perpetual journey of being contrite and faithful in my journey, and being on a path of a path of just giving my entire life up to God. Like just not just being a servant, but just complete, utter giving everything up to God.
It's amazing. What do you hope to inspire in others?
That they live a life where they redirect themselves back to the truth, because that's how they're going to find true happiness. So when you live a life of self-indulgence, self-righteousness, you just don't find completion. You don't find contentness. But when you live a life that you dedicate yourself to serve, to give your life to do God's work, your life will be fulfilled. And that's my mission, is just to inspire others to redirect their lives back to God, to serve God, and they will find happiness.
You seem passionate about that.
Very. Very. Because I know it's the truth. And I've been down that path. So when you walked in a path of fire and you see the light, obviously you're going to be passionate about it, because you've walked in the fires of hell. So, I want right now. I can't say I've totally 100% committed to God's path, because that's just a daily journey, but I'm slowly getting there.
That's awesome. What do you say to somebody who can't really see the light in their path?
There's always hope. Don't give up hope. Keep fighting. Hope never disappoints. So find a way to serve, find a way to do something for someone else, which is there's always an opportunity. Every single day, God gives you many opportunities to do his work. So just look for that little shimmer of light to do something for someone else, and start there.
It's amazing.
I'm looking to multiply my money. God waters the money,
That's the most amazing thing that actually happens. Like when you spread energy, from literally from a giving standpoint, right?
Yeah,
it's
God waters.
Everything just fucking expands.
You plant and Apollo waters.
Yeah.
That's biblical. That's in the Bible.
What does that mean to you?
You do a little bit, and then God pours the water. You just plant the seed, and then God does all of it. So it's true. I just do a little bit of God's work. He always does my work way more than I could do. So,
and what's been a great example of that in your life?
Everything. Me, my entire being, my kids, my family, my life, my business, my children. Lift it all up in God's hands. What's your favorite piece of memorabilia? Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording. Yeah, favorite piece of memorabilia, I would say I like the stuff. I believe that memorabilia is based off of connection, like a personal connection. Anybody that collects a piece of memorabilia wants to connect like with someone or connects with a moment or with an athlete or whatever. So I would have to say that for me, my favorite pieces of memorabilia are the ones that I have obtained directly myself from athletes that have spent time around, and like they've personalized it to me or written like personal messages on them. Uh, I'm a little biased. I'm a Golden State Warriors fan. I love Steph Curry, so I'd probably
Yeah.
say something that's signed by Steph Curry that's personalized to me, and just that's something that I'm grateful for.
Yeah, Steph's the legend.
It's interesting the longevity a guy like him has. Like it's just he's
He's
playing
forever
right
young,
now.
man.
Yeah, and it's like but not just him in his field. Like I mean, you talk about looking at things. Whether it's your field or my field, it's like to be able to do something for like such a long period of time really takes that certain level of consistency and a real just body of work that's just unmatched.
He's on another level. But his grind is on another level too.
Yeah.
And he's always been on another level. I watched videos of him as a young boy, like 9 years old, shooting from the half court shot. Like, he's just been gifted since he was born.
Sure, but you've got to take whatever work ethic is there and you've got to multiply that. And then what are the things that actually take you to be the top 1% of your field, right?
He's top .01.
Yeah.
.001. I mean, not even
Oh,
that.
oh, 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 oh,
Yeah.
one. I mean, there's a lot of zeros to carry for sure. But it's interesting. I mean, I look at somebody like yourself and the things that you've done in the mortgage world and things that you've done building your personal brand and inspiring other entrepreneurs and inspiring families to get in their homes and stuff like that. And you're in the top 1% of your field. Carry however many decimals as well, right?
Yeah.
And it's like what do you think goes into like somebody becoming in that top
Greatness level?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a combination of several things. Number one would be obviously work ethic. Number two is God-given talent. Like, I'm more talented than everyone that I meet in the industry in terms of sales. Right? I'm a really good sales guy. That's just my only, like, I would say, like, my main talent that God gave me. It's like, hey, he's a great communicator and knows how to deliver a message and convince an audience, control a room. A lot of people, and then like I could charm people into like working with our organization. And the third thing is just being able to really brand yourself, like really, really just market. I'm a really good marketer. A lot of people don't care about marketing as much as I do. I'm very, very passionate about marketing. So, talent, communication, sales ability, and marketing have been paramount. And then one thing for me as well, I would say would be timing. My timing was impeccable. It was God's timing. So if anything, because it was God granted, timing would be number one because God allowed the timing. Actually, all attributes are because of God. Talent, timing, marketing, everything. God, I planted, God watered. So, it's same with like, you look at Steph Curry or Kobe Bryant, like their talent was just unreal. He was born with great talent, but he just outworked everybody. And my work ethic is unreal. Like I would work Monday through Saturday, every day. I wake up in the morning and grind, and I'm a really good multitasker. Although people say it's not a real skill, like I'm really good at it. Be on a call, talking to someone, texting someone, reading an email, responding to a social media DM, all at the same time. So, so intelligence is also, which is also God given, is a big attribute in my business, being just intelligent. And I think that also is in sports, like you talk about like guys like Tom Brady, and they're just geniuses. With even Kobe, like just LeBron, all understood just their basketball IQ is unreal, their football IQ is unreal.
Yeah, and it's like, what are the things that you can kind of see, like in the on the like background or the foreground of wherever you're at in the field that you're in that kind of gives you that competitive advantage. Like that really makes a huge difference because yes, there's a body of work and the things that you do, but there's also like the different concepts that you have the capacity to understand, and the better you understand them, it's all the like little details and the little nuances that you can kind of implement to go and become that like top 1%er.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things that really set me aside, and probably many people who are in the top 1%, and I've heard this several times, there's the people who are just, and Simon Sinek said this, it's, you're either a early adopter, you adopt when everyone adopts, or you're a late adopter. The people that always like are at the top 1% are early adopters. Or in other words, you take action quickly. I hear about a pilot. I hear about something new. I hear about something that's the latest and greatest. And guess what? I'm adopting immediately. I'm implementing. I'm figuring it out like as we go. I don't wait. I don't, go, oh, should I think this through? Like I take action on the spot. Like while they're talking about the idea, I'm like, call my team, texting them.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because we all sit there and think of different things that we want to do, different actions we may want to take, and we constantly tell ourselves, it's like one day, I'm going to do this one day.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do this. But when is the time where we actually say, hey, day one, and we start?
Yeah, I'm executing day one. Same. The people who are saying one day are what I call late adopters, or adopters when it's like on time. You got to be an early adopter if you want to win. Adopt early, execute immediately, and then you win.
What does winning mean to you?
I mean, it just means being top of the class. I got a basketball game tonight. That's a simple idea, right? You win. You beat them by points, But everything, I got jujitsu training at 5 today, right before the game. And same concept, like you take down, you get a point, you get up. Everything is about, business is a point system. We funded $650 million last month, our biggest month ever. We beat all of our competitors by dollar volume. We beat them by unit volume. So everything is a point system, whether it's basketball, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's mortgage, whether it's how much you're selling your memorabilia for.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm winning in points, in everything, like dollar volume, production volume, whatever it is.
And you've shared with me, obviously, your connection, obviously, with God and your connection as a father with your children. How do you help instill that winning mindset in your children?
It's a great question. I make sure that they always know the value of like hard work. I make sure that they know the value of, showing up, making sure the value of having good teammates. Like they're going to lose. They're going to get smoked in basketball sometimes. It is what it is. Like it just gives you an opportunity to get better. So, my small kids are all in jiu-jitsu, and they play random sports, and they're all in different sports, football or whatever it is. And, they're always like, why did I lose? Or I didn't get enough playing time or whatever. It's like an opportunity for you to practice more, an opportunity for you to work on your shot. So I'm always in that mindset with them to get better. And an easy way for them to understand this stuff that's really, really like visible, noticeable is sports, right? Because kids play sports and you see vast improvement every season, especially as a child. You're like one season to the next season, they're playing a different game. So I really like the idea of sports for them. One thing I'm doing with my smallest kids that I didn't do with my older kids is jiu-jitsu, because, it's direct correlation to winning, because they're sparring every day. So I get to see them winning or losing. And then in that loss, like, oh, look, he got you some, he submitted you, you need to, and I'll give him pointers after or whatever. And it encouraged me to start jiu-jitsu because my kids are in it. But sports and training, various training, and obviously school help with that winning mindset. But the winning mindset comes from so much. Like I'm always trying to figure out how to make them better, how to make them winners, winners, and how to make them, understand the value of being a high level performer. Because I'm a high level performer. I want them to be high level performers. I wouldn't accept anything other than that for my kids. Because they're seeing me work out every day. They're seeing me work. They're seeing me create content. So my kids, I make them create content with me. Like we're gonna, and then they'll look like, Dad, how many views did that video get? You didn't get 1 million? All right, what do I got to do to get 1 million? So that they understand the value of, you know, sports, content creation, education, how to get better in every vertical, implementing immediately, taking action. They're not lazy. They don't sit around. Like I'm on go mode with them all the time, all day. I got them involved in all types of sports. And even on Sundays, it's like we go to church, and then we go to the shooting range. 4 years old, shooting direct targets, All my kids are at the shooting range with me. Then we'll go to shoot 360, work on a basketball game. Like that's on a Sunday. Forget the Saturdays when they got games and all that other stuff. So they're always, in grind mode. It's not grind mode. It's fun, like shooting range, basketball. But it's something to get. Shooting is a sport. Basketball is a sport. Everything is related to an activity.
It's amazing. And what was it for you when you were a kid that kind of got you on the path of the winning mindset?
Because I'm an immigrant, my dad didn't, he wasn't an athlete. He didn't play sports with me. He wasn't other than what my dad did as an activity was study. Bro, you got to study. Dad, what am I doing for an activity? I'm going to send you to tutoring. What? That's boring. No, that's what you get to do. I want to play football. Nope, you're going to Kumon. So early on, academia was the only thing I knew, that's all I knew to do was just academia. Just be a good student, be a good steward of, of school, and just try to perform at the highest level you can at school. And that's all I knew about winning. And then early on, I got into sales, and I'm at 15 years old or 14 years old, I started my first business. But I've always been kind of entrepreneurial driven as a kid, so I didn't really have much direction with winning other than I played basketball as a youth, and I would say still again probably the only thing I knew about winning was basketball. And then just study. So be a good student, and then that was just instilled in me to just perform at a high level in education. And for me, winning came because of more out of need. When you grow up poor and you want you want to be living this richer life, you just have to perform higher and work your butt off. So I was just kind of cast into it.
That's awesome. And what do you remember about starting your business at 14? What do you remember about that? What was it like? What was the process to making your first money?
Well, my first business was not I didn't really do it out of a profit motive, because I just want to do it for a good time. I started throwing events at a hookah bar. I'm Egyptian, so I started throwing parties, and I just wanted to do it for socializing. Get a lot of people together and, get everyone in one room dancing at a hookah lounge, and that's all I knew. But making money, my first true profit center was when I was 16, when I threw a big event, when I went to start going to nightclubs. And then that's when I really started making money. But it took a while to figure out how to really dial that in, because I was doing it for notoriety and just getting girls to like me at that young. You're you're living with your parents, you don't really think about money. You're thinking about dating. Not a lot has changed. I'm in my 40s now. Still, I'm just kidding. um, but but it really like those lessons apply today. The idea of like throwing a big event, a smash event that's gonna like get the everybody there, attract so many people. Um, you know what it takes to have a successful event is a lot of work, a lot of ideation, a lot of creativity, a lot of outside the box thinking, a lot of contrarian thinking. And you know, when I started throwing events, that's when like I started to think like a contrarian, like outside the box, like a winner, like a true, marketer, um, and and an innovator. And that started at 14. Even though I didn't really make money, I was like the idea itself was the first time it's been done. It's still being done today.
So thinking outside the box, all of the putting events together, putting people together, started kind of 14, 16. Who was Joe before that in coming to build that stuff? Like what inspired you to get there?
What inspired me was um, just wanting a different life, like wanting to have a life that was not the monotony that I had grown up in. I wanted something more. I knew that like there was just more out there. There was more opportunity. There was more fun to have, and I was like so captive because I grew up in this like I grew up in the Egyptian community, and all we knew were other Egyptians, and everything felt so confined. And I only knew other Egyptian people that were my friends, and I'm like, this just doesn't seem right. Like everybody in the Egyptian community has such a closed mind. We're immigrants here in America, and everybody we know are just a bunch of other Egyptians, and they have like closed mind thinking. They're not big thinkers because now the Egyptian youth, or now the Egyptians now, the first generation ones, the ones that were either born here or came here when they were young like me, they're big thinkers, right? But when we were youth living in Egyptian, like in these Egyptian communities, where we didn't get to really expose ourselves outside of the Egyptian community, like we were small minded. Like there was just not a lot of opportunity. We didn't think about doing a lot of big things. We just thought, hey, we're going to church, then we're seeing friends on weekends, and we're doing our thing. But like I knew innately like there's a lot more out there. There's a lot more opportunity out there. There's a lot more that I can do with my life. And I just started to explore, started talking to people, started seeing, what sort of opportunities were out there. And I just started diving into nightlife. I was like, this is, like I'm this young, good looking kid. People were telling me to come to these events. Like, all right, I'm going to start exploring. So I started, going to events really young. And then at 16, I explored like becoming an actor. I was a child actor for a couple of years. So I just started to like get out to the Hollywood era. And in the Egyptian community, all they know is like church and then like, fellowship. And the people that we associated with, they were all like doctors or whatever, but they were all just like confined to the Coptic community. So there wasn't a lot of big thinkers there. Now that's not the case because we have a multitude of success stories out of the Egyptian community. But when you're like locked in and you're an immigrant and your parents don't really speak English that well, like you only know what you know and the people you know. So
it's very true, and it's interesting. Like
you're from Israel, you get it.
Yeah, yeah. It's very interesting, the whole like generational type of thing. And when your parents come to this country, they want to give you the opportunity to thrive in a new setting.
Yeah.
And there's more of like a mindset of, hey, how do we survive rather than how do you thrive?
Yeah.
And
they're in survival mode.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, screw survival mode. I'm in thriving mode. I don't want to settle for the status quo, mom. I don't want to settle for the status quo, dad. Like, I don't want to just be a doctor. And guess what? I'm in Newport Beach. You know how many of my neighbors are doctors? None. No doctors. You know why? Because doctors can't afford it. Like to thrive, You got to be a contrarian thinker. You got to be an entrepreneur. Period.
When do you think that shifted for you?
I mean, I became an entrepreneur young. I didn't realize the potential that an entrepreneur had until I was in my 20s. I didn't know that I could be like, wildly successful until I was in my 20s in the mortgage space. I had a real, confused notion of what is success as a youth. I thought success was like big parties, big houses, lots of beautiful ladies. Like that was success to me. Big cars. Like I didn't realize the journey to get all these things. I was just like, I got to go to events. I got to go to all these parties. Like I made it, but I didn't actually accomplish those things. I was able, because of the things I was doing, the throwing parties got me into these rooms, but I wasn't able to connect with these entrepreneurs at a level that would move me towards the direction that they're at. It got me in the rooms.
Well, I constantly think about the whole scarcity mindset shift to abundance mindset. Like I remember for me, like when I was younger, I'd go out to go eat with friends. And then it's like, oh shit, we're ordering steaks tonight. And ordering a steak rather than a burger is like, hey, a steak could be 60 or 80 bucks or whatever it is. And you're ordering a burger for 20 bucks. And I was always the burger guy because I wasn't to a spot where I felt like I could afford the steaks. And then I remember it's like, okay, we're ordering steaks tonight. I got a steak that tasted pretty good. We're here in an elevated environment. It didn't bankrupt me. I'm not starving either way, right? And then I remember it's like, okay, my mindset has now kind of shifted. I can be the steak guy. But I still remember struggling with that, me personally, anyways, a few years into having my business.
Yeah.
And it took a little while to shift from scarcity to abundance.
Yeah, that's, I always talk about this with my employees. It's like, you have to have an abundance mindset, not just for money, but like, if you don't have an abundance mindset, the small things will destroy your production. So you'll get hyper fixated on the thing, like the smallest thing to bother you. And when you're trying to elevate yourself, like you need to stay laser focused. So an abundance mindset just drains the noise, period. And it helps you stay focused on growth. So you don't even need to worry about scarcity because you're just like, you don't care. But I've always had like this mindset of just being happy and being abundant and just knowing that like God's going to provide. God's going to deliver. Whatever it takes, like whatever happens, like I'm going to be okay.
Where does your relationship with God come from?
Our community is very, like, if we do anything right, it's just making sure that everybody grows up in the church. And I heard something today. I was in a Bible study. It's like really profound, but so easy. It's if your prayer life is good, your life will be good. Like if your relationship with God is good, your life will be good. None of us deserve like grace from God, but God gives it to us, like even though we don't deserve it. So one thing I've been blessed with in my community is we're all very right. Like we diligently attend church. We diligently attend the Eucharist. We diligently try to partake in the sacraments. That's all we know. And then from there, with our relationship with God, God just provides. So what I've seen as a trend in the Egyptian community is like most people you meet that are Egyptian are going to be successful. Like if you guys are, those who are listening to the show know Egyptians, they probably are successful. And the reason for that is because they all have a good relationship with God. So God blesses his people. Same thing with Israelis. People are like, why are these Jewish people so successful? It's like, why? Right? Like, other than God said in the Bible, like, blessed be Israel, my people, like, they all have a relationship with God. So he just takes care of them. It's very simple. You know, like those that do, there's a lot of Israelis that don't have a relationship with God. You could tell, you know, and those that do, they're doing great. All these like Orthodox Jews that I know are all killing it in life. And some of the ones that are just, oh, I'm Jewish, but I'm not practicing. I'm like, oh, I could tell, you know, you're not practicing because your life sucks. Like,
Well, it's interesting because it's like the concept of surrender and understanding that there is a higher power out there that is really meant for you and like giving you challenges to build your character and really giving you the fruits for accomplishing or overcoming those challenges as well. And just understanding that, hey, like God is for me.
not against you. And that's what many struggle, like even I struggle. It's like, why are you imposing all these rules, God? Like, why? And you know, even me at this age, like I told you, I had a girl. Yeah, I got divorced, and then I was in a relationship. I broke up with my girlfriend, and we just recently got back together. And you know, this time, like in this relationship with her, I told her, I'm like, I'm not doing it like the way we did it last time. Like, I'm gonna do it God's way. Like, it's not gonna be as fun, and it's not gonna be like as thrilling, but it's gonna be God's way. It's gonna be, you know, the way that the Bible ordained, so that the relationship will be blessed. And I want, like, I have 4 kids. I want, I don't know. I jokingly say 4 more, but I'll take as many as God will give me. I'll take 2. Take 1. God give me a few more. Like, but like when you have kids, you realize like you want the best for your kids, and like you want them to be healthy. You want them to be wise. You want them to, you know, not come up with a bunch of blemishes. So you prep for that, you know, and I'm going to have more kids. I'm going to have another marriage. I'm going to have another relationship. Like all that needs to be anointed. And I'm, you know, clearly whatever I did before ended up in a divorce, not anointed by God, probably because I didn't do it my way. I mean, I did it my way. I didn't do it God's way. And it's an epidemic in this society. Everybody wants to do it their way. So what do you see? You see a bunch of, you know, you see the downfall of society. You see broken relationships. You see misgendered people. You see just, you know, poverty everywhere, drug abuse, like whatever. Like people are just indulging in, you know, this self-right, like people want to be lasered in on themselves as if they're doing things right and they know what's best for them, and they like totally disobey what God's protocol is for them. And you see it in their lives. And then it's like, all right, go be, you know, LGBTQIA, you know, go be whatever you want. And what happens? They're depressed. They're on meds. They're suicidal. They commit murders. Like, it's like, gosh, like the rules are pretty clear.
Yeah.
Like, and the more we stray, the more these extreme sins are happening. People are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what happened. Like, dude, we're living in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what happened. You know, like we continue to stray from God. Like, what's he do? He's going to burn down California. Oh, that wasn't God doing it. Like, okay, fine. He's going to, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I always find it fascinating when you run into somebody and you can just tell whether or not they have the presence of God in their life. And you can usually tell
Pretty quick.
very quickly.
Yeah.
And just see where things go. And I love the idea of understanding like the limitless potential and the limitless possibilities of people who have God in their life. Like, I mean, I admire things that you've done in business. I admire things that you've done with your family. I admire the people that you've inspired doing what you do. And it's like it's really interesting to see, and like, what do most successful people have in common? Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry. It's God.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant lived it. I mean, I was told he took the Eucharist that day he died. He went to
Yeah.
church, took communion, got on a plane, died. 'Cause he was at Our Lady Queen of Angels that day. He got to take the body of Christ, and then he met God that day. He wanted nothing more than that, I'm sure. Charlie Kirk, first American martyr. Talk about having God. He's the first American martyr. So I come from the Church of the Martyrs. The Coptic Church is known for a church of martyrdom. We spread the gospel through martyrdom. Guess what? Charlie Kirk died. You know how many people came to God because of that death? Countless. Countless people have come to God.
I heard the local churches were like overflow capacity.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, whatever, churches, synagogues, like everyone
Yeah.
was like woke up. Like everyone came back to God. So Charlie Kirk, that was great. He died and he'll probably be canonized a saint because he just spoke truth, and the truth hurts people. Like it just pierces them because they live a lie. And we're going to get more of that. We're going to see more American martyrs. Praise God.
it was really interesting to see kind of the closing like days of Charlie Kirk's life, in that if you were to sit there and be able to have a conversation with him and ask him what would his message be about having regrets in life or going for things, and it seems like he went for the things that were important to him. It seems like he spoke about God freely. He didn't censor himself. It seems like he went out, he had a family. A guy like him, who was as busy as he was, traveling around the country, could have very easily said, hey, I'll wait a few years to have a family.
Yeah.
He had 2 young kids. And he really kind of went on a path of what he genuinely believed in. And it seems like, despite living such a short life, that he's able to have kind of lived a life of no regrets. Like, I mean,
No.
just he went out in a way that you don't want to go out that way. But
He went out in the best way, man.
I don't think he would have wanted to shut up or what. He did things his way. He
Yeah.
did things
He did the things the way that a martyr would do it.
Yeah.
He didn't back down. He's going to I'm going to confess the truth to all of you. I'm going to tell you guys God's word, and you can kill me for it.
Yeah.
And he didn't care. So he said, that he would die that way. Like, people are going to kill me one day for this. And he knew it. Because to speak the truth in a world that's lost its mind hurts. The world's gone mad. Half of it, at least. We're gaining the other half back. But half the world's gone mad. And it's a global epidemic. It's Great Britain's, it's wokeism is not just California, or it's not just the U.S. even. It's Canada. It's Great Britain.
You can't even make social media posts in Great Britain.
Really?
Yeah, they sound like if you make social media posts that the government disagrees with, you can be arrested for it.
But they're very woke there too.
Yeah.
They're very woke there. But you can't post any social media there?
I'm not saying you can't post any social media. I'm saying there have been instances where people have posted something on social media that the government has disagreed with, and people have been arrested as a result of that.
Wow.
And it's like, here, I mean, very grateful. We live in the United States of America.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. But it's really interesting to see where things have gone over time, because there are certain messages and certain words that people don't want to hear, and they're trying to suppress what other people are saying.
Yep. I mean, the suppression of society it's happening, and they don't want the truth. But that's why I like the new political regime. It's like we got good people in place. They're gonna change the world for good.
Have leaders. That's a really interesting concept. It's like, I mean, even going back to business and stuff, when you have somebody who's a good leader at the top, everybody follows suit. You're only as good as like your leader.
Yeah.
You got Steph Curry as your point guard, you're going. You got Tom Brady as your quarterback, you're going. And when you have less than that, the bar is just set lower.
Yeah. We didn't have good leadership. Like we didn't really have a leader that was really standing on a strong moral compass. He was just a puppet. You know, that was just being bought.
Well, it's interesting because what are the things to do to get up to a like to hold a political like position like in office, right? It's like there are certain things that you have to do. There's certain like rules you have to follow that are set. Not I'm saying unwritten rules, and it's kind of interesting. Like you don't actually get to express your freedom of speech, express what you believe in, and they essentially have to follow whatever system they have. I mean, and it's like, I mean, you essentially think, I mean, you and I are entrepreneurs. We say what we believe, we do what we believe. And it just seems really interesting that a lot of people either don't have the luxury to do that or don't believe they have the luxury to do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, we'll see. I think we got some good things happening that are going to change society for good. I think that there's going to be a resurgence of faith that's going to really change our new political landscape, as well as even our business landscape. People are going to be more service oriented. People are going to be more aware of God's presence in their businesses. There was a great awakening in the 70s, a revival of Christianity in the 70s, and we're going to experience another one now. Whether it's Christianity, I mean, not just Christianity, just overall God-centered people, because we have many faiths here. It's just a revival of that. People are just going to be like, people are like, I'm Jewish by birth, or I'm Jewish by, or I'm Christian by birth. Like, everyone's something, but everyone's forgotten. So it's coming back.
I know. It's interesting. It really is. And then what have you seen? I mean, you talk about the different landscape, whether it's politically or societally. And obviously you're involved. You guys are a leader in the mortgage industry space. And I mean, that really is kind of the front lines of getting families into their homes to be able to set up the future for their kids.
Yeah,
Like
we're on the front.
Like,
we're the ones. The family unit is what the last political party was trying to break, right? It's like, families could be, a woman being a man and a man being a woman. You could totally have like inverted, and then a non-binary son and a transsexual daughter. Like, what kind of family is like a really weird family?
They just have the dogs be parents.
Yeah, and you could have like your son be a furry, and your daughter be a like just all types of weirdness, right? So if you break the family unit, you break society. So that's what that's what they're trying to do. It's like, families don't need to happen. So you're seeing a lot less children being born. You're seeing a lot less marriages. You're seeing a lot less like people having these like long-term relationships, people staying single longer. I mean, the family is slowly dwindling. It needs to come back. Like, just indulge in yourself. Just go out, sleep with who you want to, and go out and party every night. And that's what they want you to think. Sleep with a man, sleep with a woman, become a man, become a woman. You're not a man? You want to be a woman? Be a woman. Then go sleep with a man. Like, whatever. They're just confusing people. And people are like sheep, Man, we need to wake up and stop being sheep. Period.
What's your vision over the next 10 years of what you think should happen? Like, what would you like to see happen over the next 10 years?
I did a podcast with another entrepreneur called of 7 Weeks Coffee, and he said it on my podcast. He's like, I asked him, I said the same thing. I said, what do you think is going to happen? And he's like, there just needs to be more Christian entrepreneurs, godly entrepreneurs, speaking their mind, echoing their voice, and really like shouting from the rooftops, like their faith. There needs to be more people, not just in churches, but like in society, like echoing what's wrong. More people like Charlie Kirk, more people just more vocal about faith, more people on social media echoing their faith. And you're starting to see it now. With what happened with Charlie Kirk, we need another person like that to come soon because people are like already forgetting what happened. You know, like there needs to be a few of them in the next couple of years just to keep the reminder of echoing God's voice all the time so people wake up, because there just needs to be a resurgence of faith brought back into society by political leaders, by business leaders, by, podcasters, by anyone who knows that God exists needs to echo it. Say it loud, say it from the rooftops, voice your opinion, don't be afraid. Don't hold back. Don't worry about what, the naysayers. Don't worry about cancel culture. Take action. Don't lag. Execute. It's important. It's our children's future and our children's children's future. It's like, what are we going to leave our kids? This like broken world, where people don't know what they are. They think they're a dog. Like what are we going to do? It's like, never 100 years ago would they have thought that our society would come this far. Like, can you imagine 300 years ago? They're like, people think they're going to be furries or transgender, or that's really going to happen. Like, never. Yeah, my grandma still thinks like I'm bullshitting. She's like, there's no way.
Like when we were kids, like when I was kids, like we had tomboys, we had girls. They'd play with us. We'd throw the football around or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
a tomboy is different.
And then they get to a point and they're just like, hey, now they're girls. But today there's no tomboys anymore. It's like, hey, a girl likes to play football. It's like
you should
it becomes an issue. It becomes a values issue that kind of starts at the school level, and all of a sudden now you've got parents questioning what's going on. All of a sudden the systems are not set in place for that person to have a successful time, like exiting school and integrating into society in a manner that kind of gets them on a successful path.
Yeah, it's now if you got a tomboy or a tom girl, like you're thinking sex change.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you should just, insert a penis or cut off your wiener, like, because you like, football.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. Like, what?
No, so it's interesting to see how things are and like where things are going, and like also who's going to kind of take the baton and speak up, right? It's like a lot of people in an entrepreneurial space are scared of, hey, what's going to happen with my business? Do I have enough stability? Can I speak up? What will people say about me? Will people judge me? And not just people in entrepreneurial spaces, people who are in corporate jobs, and people, there's a lot of, the demographic of men in there who I think should step up and be the leaders in their 20s to 30s to 40s that are willing to speak up are very few and far between nowadays.
It's very true. You have I'm a CEO of a big company, so I'm not allowed to do certain things or say certain things. And I'm just like, I'm on a podcast. Like, I know ChatGPT is indexing every word I'm saying right now. Like, and if you ask my opinion about this subject now, it's going to say it. But it is what it is. I don't care. Like, I need to speak up. Like, I need to let people know, like, you need to get right with God. I don't care how you define that. Like, it's pretty clear. You could ask ChatGPT how you get right with God based on your lifestyle. It'll tell you. And try to redirect your path. We all do. I do. I'm still trying to. and whether you're an alcoholic, whether you're, you know, thinking about changing your sex, whether you're all these things that have strayed you away from God, like redirect it, stay on course, and you'll live a long, prosperous, healthy life. Or the adverse is you live a shorter life, much, much shorter, full of, pain and suffering and agony and ultimately your demise. It's pretty simple. The good book says the wage of sin is death. It's just you're just gonna get there faster. Or adversely, like you live according to God's law, and He promises you a longer life. You want to live long? Live according to God's will.
And also live a life where you can look back on and say, "Hey, I don't have any regrets."
Yeah.
Like we're all gonna die one day. It's like, how do we get to a spot where we look back on our lives and say, hey, I stayed true to myself? And that's different for every single person. But how do you stay true to yourself in a society that doesn't fully accept people for staying true to themselves?
A society that doesn't know truth.
Yeah. But everybody's truth is different.
Truth is pretty easy. It's black or white. There is no gray. Otherwise, it wouldn't be truth. Everyone's truth is different, because they make it different, but truth is black and white. We operate in the gray, or now, we're just straight operating in the white, but, it's supposed to be black, and we're telling ourselves that the white is black.
Yeah. How do you think we shift?
We redirect, and we just live by God's will. Just the rules that God made they hold true forever. They are generation to generation. They don't change. God's truth is forever. It doesn't shift. It's truth forever. It's been indoctrinated. It's thousands of years. We've changed it. Everyone's truth is, even I don't care what you are, whatever religion you are, though, that's the truth. If we're just changing it, whether you're Islamic, whether you're Hindu, everything is the ancient texts are their truth. And what we're doing is just changing everything to our truth. We're just shifting to whatever we believe is true.
So you're saying find your values, and whatever your values are, stick to them.
Exactly. Whatever your values are, whatever your moral compass is, stick to it. Don't stray from it. Don't twist it.
It's true. It feels like there has been a lot of inconsistencies as of recent years as far as what the values are, and contradictions. It's like, hey, I want to be Christian for these things, but not be Christian for these things. I want to be Jewish for these things, but not be Jewish for these things. I want to be Muslim for these things, but not Muslim for these things.
Yeah.
And it's people in a lot of different things contradicting themselves and being on both sides of the fence.
Exactly. Whatever is your values, whatever values you grew up with, whatever is your God's interpretation of the law, stick to it. Period. Don't go and believe what you read on social media is that's the truth. Stick to the real truth.
Yeah, no, and it's amazing. You're out here talking to people about inspiring them to kind of stick to their truth. What is something that you have going on that you're kind of working towards? You've obviously had this grand entrepreneurial journey, this journey of fatherhood, this journey of relationships, this journey of being somebody who tells the truth and speaks the truth and speaks what you believe in. Where do you see things going for you over the next few years, and what else are you looking to inspire in other people?
Well, for starters, for me, over the next couple of years, I've been trying to find my truth. After I got a divorce, and then I went into a relationship, and then I had a break from my girlfriend. Now, I went on this journey of self-exploration, trying to find meaning in other relationships, and it totally took me off the path of God. It totally took me in the self-indulged, journey of just, carnal sin. And I realized, like, this is just emptiness. People live like this, like, forever. I did this a couple times and I'm like, this sucks. This lifestyle sucks. People actually live like this. Like, the single life is rough when you're just doing it with dating girls all the time, going out all the time, drinking all the time. All that is like, it hurts. It hurts your psyche so bad that it numbs you to reality. So my truth now, after I realized, like, I'm like, God, just show me the way. Like, bring me back to you. Like, I just want to live a righteous life, godly life, So I had the opportunity to rekindle with my girlfriend officially again yesterday, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it God's way. So the next journey for me is just to live a righteous, godly life with my girlfriend, like, not stray from what he told us to until I'm married again. And however long that takes, like, I'm gonna just hold back my own human carnal urge, whatever that is, until the time comes where I'm married and I can start another family. And I have a family, so I was like, I have my kids. I'm gonna, with my new wife, so I'm not gonna screw up again. And so for me, my journey is like another journey of just starting a new family, taking care of my 4 kids, hopefully having 4 more kids. And hopefully the next time you talk to me or I'm on your show, it's like, hey, married, got a baby on the way. That's my goal in the next year or so. Now that I went on this self-exploration, and I'm still on this journey of self-improvement and becoming the best version of myself. And sadly, I had to go to the bottom of the pit to really discover myself and, like, what I need to do to become the best version of myself. And that's just what it takes. And I hope that the people who have been at the bottom of the pit, like, realize that, like, this inspires them. Like, man, I'm at the bottom of the pit. Like, I need to change. I need to redirect. Like, I'm in the snares of the enemy right now. Like, time to redirect.
What is something that kept you going during your period of darkness?
Oh, I mean, thankfully I've always had such a great head on my shoulders that I didn't fall into, like, the rock bottom, because I just can't, because I got 4 kids and I got a big business. But even the small things that I do that aren't aligned with God, to me, feel like terrible. Like, if I'm not, like, living, because I still would go to my Bible studies, but, like, at night I'd be, like, out with a girl and dating and this and that and drinking, and, like, what am I doing? Like, this is not cool. This is not the life that I want. So what keeps me going is I have my kids. I mean, like, first and foremost, I got to make sure that I'm not a hypocrite, like, and I can't be living this, like, hypocritical life. So I had, they're my inspiration and my why, to where they'll always keep me on the straight and narrow.
What do you think your self-exploration journey has in store for you next?
That's a great question. I don't know. Hopefully a life full of servitude. Like, I really, like, I feel like with my current relationship, like, I can really change the world, together, like a power couple that can really do work for the kingdom.
And what do you tell people that are out there struggling to find their missing piece or for their relationship?
Try to attend a local religious organization, church. Go and serve. Go do something like that fills you with joy, not happiness, because happiness is temporary. Joy is heavenly. Serve the poor. Go to a food bank. There's so much opportunity for you to serve so many people that need your help. Start there. Go serve the unfortunate, the less fortunate. That's where you start. Serve the less fortunate.
Serve the less fortunate. I love that. What do you think happens to you as a person when you go out and you serve the less fortunate?
You feel something that you wouldn't. You feel like filled. Your cup is filled with joy. It's not like going out and filling yourself up with self-indulgence. It's like you're going out there and you're doing something for someone else. Your cup gets filled. You feel something that's not from this earth. It's like this butterflies that you get. It's not earthly.
When you talk about joy rather than happiness, what has joy meant to you in your life?
I used to do a meeting called Jesus, Others, You, and it standing for joy. But joy, just to me, is the heavenly feeling of like happiness. That's basically like what it is. It's not like earthly happiness; it's heavenly happiness.
What do you think we have to do to reach that state?
Serve. Period.
So you think service just gets us towards joy?
Yeah.
It's interesting. If you look at, are you familiar with Hawkins' map of consciousness for vibrational frequencies?
No.
So he's got this map of consciousness that measures different vibrational frequencies. And you've got shame is the lowest, it's at 20. You've got courage is at 200, which is essentially where the positive vibrations begin. Acceptance is at 350. Reason is at 400. You get to 500, you're in a state of love. Above love, there's joy, which is at 540. And joy vibrates above love. And that's essentially saying that you need to have acceptance and reason and love. And as soon as you're able to vibrate at all those levels and continue to raise your vibrational frequency, you can reach the vibrational frequency of joy.
Or skip all that and go serve.
Yeah, I know, right?
And immediately get to joy.
Yeah.
And it's true. Whatever, like Hawkins' theory of vibrational frequencies that you just explained, joy is the highest form of vibrational frequency, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the highest form of feeling you have on this earth.
Absolutely, absolutely. What else is on your mind, Joe?
Hey, now, we dove deep. I like it.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure. I love it.
Joe, where can our audience connect with you?
Joseph Shalaby on Instagram. You can find me there. Joseph Shalaby on YouTube. Joseph Shalaby on TikTok. Joseph Shalaby on anywhere. Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm on everything. And then if you listen to my show, Coffees for Closers, on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Top 10 business entrepreneurship show. Coffees with a Z.
Amazing. Everyone go check out Joe. He's such an inspirational entrepreneur, man of faith. And he's really looking to help carry the next generation forward. If anything resonated with you from today's episode, we'd love for you to share it with your friends. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a follow. I'm your host, Ben Beeri. We enjoyed having you on today's episode, and we will see you on the next episode of The Authentic Journey.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.